Hi everyone, welcome to today's streaming on something very interesting. This is about memory hacking. What is memory hacking? Before we get started, let's quickly see the code of ethics. Do consider this material only for research and educational purposes only. I repeat, do consider this material only for research and education purposes. Any skills or technique you might have learned or acquired from this material should be used at your own discretion. These materials are only to make a positive impact in our lives, in especially cyber lives, and not for causing any harm to anyone whatsoever. Right? So let us get started for today's program. Today we are going to be talking about something very interesting. This is about this is in relation to what I was doing for the last 2 days. I was actually trying to play some online games, and I'm sure you all did see some live streaming that I did. So I did play a couple of games. I did play Counter Strike. I did play Unreal Tournament, etc. And I didn't play a lot, but yeah, I did spend some time playing some online gamings. And interestingly, what I wanted to do is I decided to hack the games and see if there is some score I can actually try getting more. That's how this got started. But I think I stumbled upon something very interesting while I did the process, right? Okay, let us understand this. Yesterday we understood the debugger, right? So today we are going to be doing something like that, but instead of debugger, we are going to be using something else. Okay, let us assume a scenario. How many of you on a given day go to your office? Not pandemic, yeah. You go to your office, you sit in your system, and once you sit in your system, you log into your Gmail account, right? And say you work for the whole day in your Gmail, log out and go off. Assume you do it in a public system, yes? I'm sure you are all aware that there are something called the key loggers. What are key loggers? Key loggers are popularly called as keystroke loggers also. There has to be a software that has to be installed in one system, and you come sit on that system, and then whatever you type gets recorded as a keystroke logger, correct? So what I'm going to do is, given a scenario where there's a new system, you come, you open a browser, you log into your account, and then log out of your account, go off. Nothing suspicious, nothing malicious installed in this scenario. Having said this is a scenario, is it possible that someone who comes and sits in the computer after you used your email in that particular public machine, right? May it be a airport system, library system, school system, college system, a public system, right? Which means you access and go, someone else comes and accesses it, right? I repeat, please assume there is no malicious software that's pre-installed in this software, this system, right? You are just coming, sitting in the system, opening a browser, logging into your Gmail account, and you log out, right? Having said that, let us consider the same scenario here. I am just going to log in into Gmail with the test username and password that I'll share, obviously. And once I do that, and I'm going to log out of it, right? And I want you all to assume there's another attacker, Vinod, who comes and sits in the system and tries to gain access to that particular password, which he logged in and logged out, and he moved out of the computer. All safe. There's nothing suspicious here, right? Okay, let us see this scenario. I'm going to be opening Firefox in this case, because I don't want to use my Google Chrome, because I use it very often and I don't want to share any of my passwords during the process of showing a demo here. Alright, so I go to gmail.com. Please be noted, there is nothing installed on any of the systems in here. Okay, the system has got no software installed. Please pay attention. I am just logging into my test account that I created just now, and I'm going to type in the password. Please pay attention. What is the password? The password is Jackie Chan $123, right? Just for the demonstration purpose. So I click next. I want all of you to notice I say no, don't save. Okay. I have not stored it even to the browser. Please pay attention. Okay. This is a normal Vinod. I log in, I save my emails and all that. Okay, there's nothing there. Okay, what do? I do log out of the system. Correct? But I have not closed the browser. Please pay attention. It's logged out of the system. I'll also try removing it off. Okay. Now I want you to pay attention. This is a regular thing that we all do. Given you go to your friend's place, relatives' place, you log into their system, put in your username, password, log in. After using out, log out and go off. Yes or no? In this case, we have not set any two-factor authentication or anything, but yes, I hope you understand the scenario. Yeah. So having said this is the scenario, let us assume what an attacker can do. Assume an attacker comes and sits in the same system. Right now, I want you to imagine I'm wearing the black hat, the attacker's mindset, right? I want you to understand, instead of a debugger, I'm going to be using a debugger. What you do with the debugger, we open an exe file inside a debugger, isn't it? But this case, what I'm doing is I'm going to open an exe file, but not a exe which is offline, right? I'm going to open an exe which is already up and running, which is Firefox. This application that you're seeing, right? This application itself is an exe, correct? So I am going to use this application itself for the demonstration purpose, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have installed a piece of software called CheatEngine. What is CheatEngine? CheatEngine is a debugger. Okay. Okay, I hope you're all able to see this now. Yeah. CheatEngine is a debugger software back again like OllyDbg. However, the only difference is it can also open a currently running process, not just a exe file, currently running process, right? So in this case, let me click on this and see here, right? Firefox is there, which is the that's only instance of Firefox that's running on my system. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to open it, right? And we see a lot of very interesting data, but all I'm going to do is click memory view. When I click memory view, I see something like this. I see something like this, right? So there's a lot of data there is, which does not really make a lot of sense to me, right? But okay, but what I'm going to do is I am going to search here in find memory. I'm going to say Jackie. Let's see if it is able to find anything. Wow. I want you to see this. Okay. I should have searched for the text password, but I did search Jackie Chan itself, Jackie Chan $1 to $3. Please pay attention here. What do you see here? Right? You are able to see the username and the password which was typed on the process. Right? See, this is the password, right? The interesting part is we are able to, I want you to please pay attention. I did not install any software here, right? Which was installed before you use the system. I installed this software after you came, use the system and moved, right? I repeat the scenario once again. Imagine you come, use a public system, log into your Gmail account, log out and go off, right? Log out and go off, but you have not closed the browser, which means the typed in username password is still not destroyed by the browser. It's still sitting in the browser's memory. So what I'm doing, I am trying to use an application like a debugger application like OllyDbg, but the difference is it is not just a debugger which will open exe file, but also open a currently running in process. So I was able to open in the Firefox application on the memory. I could see the actual password, right? So let me also search the word testing. So there are actually a lot of testing. So I'll say Vinod. Oops. Okay, it's not found. Apparently, the data is probably flushed a little down. So I want you to understand, we are able to see this data because the data is still residing there on the Firefox's memory. Likewise, this still will work on incognito mode. It will still work on any browser. right? Because as much as the browser handles the username password, it is not storing. And even in fact, I said don't save. But still, the data is not stored anywhere. The data is being processed. It's still in transit on the memory of the system. Am I clear? So this is a very interesting approach, and I think it is a method of how an attacker can try gaining access to systems, and I think it's a very interesting technique that one can use in a red team assessment as well. So, in case any of you have any questions on this, feel free to comment below. I'd be more than happy to respond back. For people who did like this, please do share your comments as well. I look forward in doing more videos. Thank you very much.